All right, welcome to the show, Carson's Corner, your unofficial post-game breakdown for the Maple Leafs. Leafs actually get a win, 2-1 in overtime versus the Columbus Blue Jackets, and this was a win that was by the narrowest of margins. I mean, if you don't have Joseph Wall in net there, and I feel like I've said this 1,000 times, that game is not going the way you want it to go. Luckily, he stood on his head tonight, got you the points that you needed, and luckily the big boys came back and didn't really show too much, but they definitely filled a big hole in the lineup that was, causing you to lose a lot of games, right? So before the game tonight, I went through a couple things, looked at what they really needed to do. Obviously, Nyes, Matthews, and Waugh are back in the lineup. Columbus had a few guys out too, so this is an opportunity where your big boys come back in. They have a couple guys that are injured. Can you actually, put something together to kind of overpower them offensively? Last time it was kind of an even match game. Can you put something together that's actually gonna, put 2 points on the board for you? And they did. Luckily, that was nice to see for once. And the other main point of this whole thing too is, can the Leafs actually shut down Fantilli? Because last time they played, he just absolutely killed the team. He had a hand in all 3 goals, scored 2 of them anyways. And honestly, I can say I don't really think they did shut him down. That guy was shooting it from everywhere. Luckily, the only person that actually needed to shut him down was Joseph Wall, which he did, which was good. But he still got around them a lot and honestly got a lot of opportunities. So, you know, there's still some holes in the defense the Leafs definitely need to fill. Maybe it'll be filled by Tanev and Carlo coming back. Hopefully, it's not something you can really bank on, but for getting 2 points tonight, it's what they needed at least, which was good. They did look a little bit tighter. Didn't have too many horrible lapses. There wasn't any breakaways in this game, which is an accomplishment in and of itself. But yeah, honestly, I don't know. I still think there's, for a Columbus Blue Jackets team that's kind of midway in the pack there, it's a game that you should have won a lot easier than you did. Now, maybe it's just because this is pretty much the full team back, and you say, okay, look, it's a test. Even when they were in the lineup before, they didn't look that good, but they got the win. Let's just not criticize it too much. Wait till the next one. They get a couple days off and just see if they can regroup and carry it forward, right? Which will be nice. I was kind of surprised to see actually Domi, Nyes, and Matthews are playing together. Now, I don't know if Berube just was putting a Hail Mary out there and decided to go, you know what, I'm going to put Domi on the top line just to see what he can do. And, maybe maybe it was just a Hail Mary, who knows? But Domi's play of late has been awful. I haven't been a fan of it. I like the guy, but honestly, I think he's just been really struggling lately. But with Domi, he's a player that we've seen before that if he plays with good people, he plays pretty well. If he plays with bad people, he plays bad, which I don't know how valuable a player is like that, but you know what? Whatever. Put him up with Matthews and Nyes and see how he does. Wasn't bad. Had some good touches tonight. He wasn't awful. So I'll take the win. I'll take the win for what it is, right? And honestly, I think their whole line performed pretty good in general. Matthews had a couple good plays tonight. Nyes was getting physical. He still looked a little tender though. He had a play at the beginning of the game where he was going for that Matthews rebound off the post behind the Columbus goalie, and he kind of just dove for it, and he looked like he almost re-injured himself off that actually. So I think that kind of affected him the rest of the game. Hopefully not. It was just maybe he strained something there, but hopefully he's back to normal. But overall, the line looked good. I thought they had some good pop tonight, which was nice. Speaking of that too, I'm not sure if it was just because Matthews and Nyes were back in the lineup, but Nylander and Tavares definitely had one of their worst games in a while. They've been carrying this team, even though they haven't got any wins. That's sad to say, but they've been kind of carrying the offensive load, let's say. while some of the top guys were out. And I feel like, I don't know if it was just a psychological thing tonight, or, like, just having them back. They seemed like were having an off night. Nylander was floating around. He even got benched there in the later portion of the game for a little bit. Not long, I might add you, but just a little message from Berube to say that I didn't like your game there. I think it was on the power play there that he was actually pretty pissed off on how he played. Came back out later and obviously wins it. But even Tavares too. Tavares tonight was one of the first nights in a long time I've seen him look old and slow. Now, did he have some good plays? Yes, but the majority of the time that I was watching him, he just looked like he didn't have any jump tonight. But you know what? That's okay. For a guy that's 37, I think, you're going to have some nights where you're going to look old and slow. As long as you don't give up anything horrible. And, again, he sets up Cowan there. Beautiful, hardworking play. So that was one of the highlights of his night. But other than that, I think he looked a little like a step behind tonight, which was kind of unfortunate to see. But again, he's older. I don't mind it. You're gonna have some nights like that. But for Nylander, there's no excuse there. You gotta have a little more jump in your game to really get the play going. Like, I know, again, top boys are back, but you can't be taking a back seat there when they come up. You gotta support them. It's their first game back. They're not gonna be, 100% on the ball, so it's a little frustrating to see. But of course, in classic Willie Styles style, I guess, comes out in the OT and puts it in, wins it for the boys. But yeah, moving on from there, honestly, second period, again, by then it's still nothing, nothing. I was really just hoping to see in the second period them not collapse and just come out lifeless. Because that seems to be the second period in every game now. I don't know why that is. They just get tired. They don't have enough fruity snacks in the change room to eat during the intermission. I don't understand it. But, they actually came out and it looked good. They had some good ozone time. It was kind of even match, pretty tight either way. Matthews draws a penalty. They get some good shots on it. Don't score, but it's so. Um, midway through the period though, Wall makes a massive save on Fantilli to keep it nothing nothing. I think that was a huge transition period in the game there where, I don't know, in previous games I think a chance like that would have gone in, especially if it's not Wall in it. And the Leafs just would have kind of crumbled underneath that. But Wall stood on his head tonight, made the saves he had to make, and even he made the saves sometimes that he probably shouldn't have made, to be honest with you. He was actually incredible tonight. So he actually gave them a fighting chance. And I feel like the players actually recognized that on the bench, and they seem to have a little more jump after that. And unfortunately, they do score after that, Columbus. But again, the video coaches who I think were like 0 for 2 this year for just kind of missing some critical plays there, actually come out, notify them it's offside. Leafs get a break there, and again, so I mean, honestly, if you're the Leafs in this game, you're looking to yourself, going, "Look, the hockey gods are willing us towards a win in this game," because the amount of breaks that you got. I mean, I mean, yes, they're getting breaks, but at the same time, they're getting, 3 penalties in the first period, kill them all off, which, you know what? The penalties were a little lopsided this game, but honestly, I think they were fair penalties. No calls that I really disagree with too much. It's fair game out there. So, what can you do? Third period, I just wanted to see the Leafs make a big push. It seems like so many third periods lately have just, even when the game is slightly close, or even when they're down, they seem to have like a fake comeback. They always seem to get a couple goals in the third, even if it's like, they're down by a few. It seems to be like kind of a fake comeback. So I thought, okay, even if you have some sort of a fake comeback here, put one or two in the net, you have this game. And you know what? Last minute, they did. Easton Cowan finally gets one. He's been looking good for the last couple games. So to see him actually get one tonight, and especially an important goal, like, that's a huge confidence booster for that guy. I would like, I don't know. I'm a betting man, and honestly, I would tell you if you want to bet him for a goal next game, I would probably would, or even at least 3 4 shots because he's definitely going to be really hyped off a goal like that, right? Which is nice. Overtime, it's always so tough. It seems like most of the games the Leafs play these days are going to overtime, and I don't know. Just for me in general, like when the Leafs get possession first in the overtime, it's always a big sigh of relief to me because whenever the Leafs don't get possession off the opening draw, they never seem to touch it and it just goes in the net. So having them get that tonight was nice. Wall made some big stops off of that too. And of course, Nylander comes out, tries to give it to Matthews, gets his own rebound there, and just shoots it in the most nonchalant overtime goal I think I've ever seen. Doesn't even look excited. He's like, whatever. I want to get back to the room for the beers. Like he doesn't care at all, which is good to see. But yeah, you know what? Tough night, close game. Hopefully this is the rock bottom for the Leafs. Now, obviously they won tonight, but they barely squeaked one out. So hopefully this is a building block for them and they can just get better from here. They can get Tanev back, they can get Carlo back, and they can kind of just all you really have to do here, what they were saying from Kipper and Bourne earlier today is just string 3 wins together. You're 7 points out of the first place, which, seems like a lot for this team, but in reality, it's still close enough that put 3 wins together. This is one of 3. Let's see the other 2, see how it goes, and they can be back in contention pretty quickly. So there's silver linings to this, which is nice to see. I still don't really believe in this team yet. I'm still going to be pretty cautious about my emotions, but I'll take the win tonight because I need a positive booster here. I think we all do, to be honest with you, which is good. So that's pretty much it for all I got. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So thanks everybody for tuning in. Appreciate it. Like and subscribe if you can. Leave a comment. Tell me what you thought about the game. Maybe you agree, maybe you disagree. Who knows? Either way, be fun to see. So as always, have a great night. Go Leafs go, and I'll see you in the next one.